Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. Mids and Army getting together in gymnastics this week. Chance to talk to the pride of Dix Hills, New York, Max Gerber. And for you all as a team, right now, lofty expectations, certainly every day in your room. Thoughts on how the season has gone so far as you lead into this matchup with Army?
Right. Well, the season's been going great so far. Our past 3 weekends that we've had, did everything that we went out there to try to do. We played around with our new guys. We got some of our younger plebes in the lineup. We went out there and had fun. We're looking forward to this weekend.
Is there an opportunity to have fun within competing this particular week?
Oh yeah. It's all about fun. That's what we come in and we do every day. It helps with our confidence. If we go out there, we support each other as a team. We have this great team dynamic. So, going out there and having fun is just what we do.
Since Coach Simons has taken over, you all have developed quite a culture, and B, a culture of positive result expectations. When you look back from your plebe year to where you are now, how have you grown within the program to where obviously you're performing at the level you are now?
Right. So when I started off as a plebe, I wasn't exactly competing as much as I do now. There was a lot of growth for me personally and for the team, but just learning through mistakes, failing again, and failure is the best learner. So just keeping my head up, being resilient, and just leaning on my teammates for support. That's huge.
I was going to say, how much is having that kind of quality in the room a benefactor for you to help your own individual routines?
Right. Well, it's a huge factor, especially having, our depth this year is incredible. So having all these guys trying to compete for spots in the lineup is something that's pushing me, and it's pushing the best guys on the team to get even better. We could have like the youngest plebe be challenging the oldest senior for a spot on the lineup every week.
Is that part, though, of what makes a good team is when everyone within the room literally is pushing competitively for a spot? Is that something that makes everybody better in what you've observed?
Definitely. Yeah, it just keeps pushing us to get better and be better than we were last weekend.
Out of the events that you've competed in, pommel horse and high bar and stuff like that, what is your favorite discipline to participate in? Where do you feel like you're best at right now?
It's got to be the high bar. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. It's usually our last event for the meet, so the energy's there. My teammates are behind me, cheering me on, and it's high flying skills. And we have a pretty good high bar lineup this year. So yeah, it's a ton of fun.
I was going to say, for any of us that have watched gymnastics, the high bar you mentioned, it's a lot of aerial, high flying. How do you develop the confidence to be able to go out there and do that? There's a certain dynamic of danger that goes along with it,
right.
and stuff like that. But how do you develop the confidence to be able to go out and perform those routines and just block out everything and get right into your mindset that you have to perform your best?
A lot of practice, a lot of confident routines, doing over and over again, over the pits, over the hard mats. And I've fallen a lot in practice. You just gotta get right back up and do it right the next time. And with numbers and constantly repeating it over and over again, you start to build that confidence and get better.
What goes into building a routine on the high bar? Let's take that for instance. What goes into building a routine that you obviously feel that you can complete, but obviously one that is going to score well for you also?
Right. So you obviously have to maximize difficulty. You got to do the biggest skills. You got to do high flying skills, but you got to do them clean. So finding that balance is something that's pretty challenging, and it's what makes the sport hard. We have there's certain element groups for each type of skill that we have to put in the routine. So you'll have your release moves, your in-bar elements, and a dismount. and there's 5 total. So you got to make sure you're balancing, how many skills from each element group you can have in your routine. And it's complicated. There's a lot that goes into it, but
Is
it's what
there a
makes it.
danger of ever maybe trying to do too much within a routine?
Oh yeah, totally. Sometimes you can overwhelm yourself, do too much, and it doesn't always go so well. But that's why we start doing routines back in November, October, just to build that up, to work out the kinks so that we're ready to go by January.
I was going to say, is that something that practice speaks back to you as the competitor and says, "Hey, maybe we don't need to add this. Maybe we should try something else." Is that when practice probably talks the loudest to you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if things aren't working out in practice and they're consistently not working out, you got to go back and change your routine up, go back to the drawing board. So I've done that multiple times.
Right now, with the culture that you all have and the culture of success, and each year you all have built on that and continue to raise the bar, to see that you all are doing that. I know you don't want to, you'll wait till the end of the season to really look back at all the accomplishments, to be able to be part of a group that continues to raise the bar here year after year for gymnastics. Do you feel a sense of accomplishment that you all as a team have been able to build this and continue to build on your own expectations?
I mean, yeah, I mean, the past 3 years we've seen, a lot of success, especially with last season. But as soon as it's over, it's back to the drawing board. Scores 0-0, and we start over and just try to get better than we were, yesterday. And that mentality has pushed us to get better and better each day, each week.
What's the challenge this week of blocking out all of the anticipation that comes with competing against Army to make sure that you all as a team accomplish your goal to getting a victory this weekend?
Right. Well, Army is an incredible experience to go up against them. It's such a unique thing in college sports, but we treat it like any other meet. We just go out there, stay within our team, focus on ourselves, and hopefully we'll get a nice outcome.
All right, looking for a third in a row against the Black Knights. Max Gerber and his teammates coming up this weekend at McDonough Hall at 2 o'clock. Max, appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right, Max Gerber joining us here on the Navy Sports Magazine.